everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Coco and this is Coco's Hair Solutions. I'm excited that we're going to unbox SLOANE from Paula Young today, so stay tuned. Hi everyone, today we're going to unbox SLOANE, and if you don't know who she is, this is our girl today in the catalog. She's a long straight style done in the heat-friendly VersaFiber product, and let's go ahead and get started. I have her in the box right now in the color SF1228 number 6, and that is Rooted Honey, or Honey Rooted. Okay, so she comes boxed and tissued and wrapped and coddled and protected right there. So we'll just go ahead and undo everything. I'm going to take off all her tags because I know I'm going to like her. I love VersaFiber and I love a bang on a long straight hairstyle. Okay, so what we're going to do first is to brush back on the top of the crown and the crown, that area. Try to loosen up those fibers. Now, she does not have a lot of permatease. She's not meant to have a lot of permatease. In fact, she's a very low density wig. So if you're not used to a lot of volume and permatease is kind of not your friend, then one of these VersaFiber wigs, there's only a few of them that are, there's probably like 4 of them that are low density. I have on a VersaFiber wig right now. This happens to be Deirdre, and she's got lots of permatease, and she can really kind of build out there. But SLOANE is not one of those high densities. Another one would be Dahlia, and I can see her face, but I can't. Okay, but Dahlia is definitely one. Jamie Lynn is not a high density. If you can play down Jamie Lynn's permatease, that can look a little more sleek. Same thing with Shannon. But let's go ahead and try on SLOANE. Well, before we do, let's look at the cap construction. Alrighty. So what we have is a really nice wide front band along the hairline, and it's in soft velvet. We have a closed cap construction, but if you'll notice, it's got some spiral stitching here. It's very low density. It's not completely closed. I wouldn't say that it's a closed cap because it's not supporting any permatease. And so it's like it has tiny little wefts, or at least the curtains of hair are sewn very, very closely together. Okay, let's take a look at the side tabs. Metal stays in the closed ear tabs. We have Velcro close adjusters on the back we can use to make sure it fits. We have an extended closed nape, which makes it very comfortable. That soft velvet at the front and at the back make it very, very comfortable. Okay, and I think that's it for all of the features of the cap. So let's go ahead and as you can see, looking straight down onto the cap from the outside of the wig, it's got great coverage up there, and it's very low density, but it is not a mono top, but it feels as thin as a mono top. So that might be kind of nice. All right, well, let's take a look. We'll do that. Okay. Well, the cap is comfortable. I have these VersaFiber caps fit me so nicely. And as you can see, there is not a lot of volume with this young lady. She's very, very low density. So if you're not used to that permatease, boy, and you like a straight style, this is nice. This is really nice. Now, what I did with my Deirdre that I just had on was I had treated my sideburns and my hairline with a root cover, a powdered root cover, and it's this particular product, Belle Amé and it is a powder root cover, if you can see that, and it's applied with the stipple end of the brush over here, and then it's blended with the longer blending brush, and that makes it so that I can wear this behind my ears. How is that? Very, very natural looking, very natural. The bangs are not too long, but they're not sitting like I like them. I could make these work just as is. But what I would probably end up doing is taking my trusty, hot air brush, and I would go ahead and treat those bangs. But before I do, let's do a spin and we'll talk about the dimensions. Okay, so let's take her out. Let her, okay, though, she's 4.4 ounces total weight. So she's not real heavy on, and you're not going to feel the weight of this hair because there's not a lot of it. But 4.4 ounces. The front is 4 inches long. The top is 17.75 inches long. The crown, which is right here, is only 12.5 inches. So I'm not sure which direction those are going. The sides and the upper back are both the same, and they're 14.5 inches. We've got a 9.25 inch nape, so it's going to go down your back about 9.25 inches from where your hairline begins. It comes in 6 colors, and those are all the VersaFiber. And if you're not familiar with VersaFiber, VersaFiber happens to be Paula Young's heat-friendly fiber. So you can take this style and you can actually curl her. And this is an example that they give of what your curls could look like. Just remember that you have to heat set them and then let them cool in place, curled up. So that means if you were to take this and curl it in a ringlet, you'd go ahead and apply your heat and then remove the heat and let it cool completely before you release the curl, before you let it go out. So you could conceivably take up a pin and pin it in place up here and leave it sit there. So that's how you want to do VersaFiber. It needs to have that very the cool to totally complete before the curl will stick. And then the curl stays through washings and everything until you apply heat to it again. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to take my hot air brush and try to make these bangs a little bit different. I'll go ahead and begin this. It's already got bangs in it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to affect this completely, but I want to see if I can. Let it cool a little bit. Oh, so I'm getting a little bit of bounce. And of course, you know, I may have to trim these. You never, you know, you don't know until you actually get them here. And we'll try and do that. We won't spend a lot of time doing this, but I'm going to go ahead and see if I can make just a little impact. Okay, just a little bit. Okay, but these look like I would have to trim them in order to have them suit my face appropriately. But this is a very cute wig. Did I do a spin yet? Let me do that for you, okay? So you can see she moves very nicely, very light, silky fibers, but very, very low density. Let's see, I want to show you in a ponytail. That's usually our test, right? My hair, normally my bio hair, has a ponytail about this big for my whole head. That's because it's so thin and fine. So let's see what this one does. Oh, it's a close contender. Look at, very, very little. Very little. Okay. So if you're used to thin, fine hair and you like wearing a longer straight style, this is a great wig. And of course, I love this color too, this Honey Rooted. Let's see what we can do. Let's try Okay, apart on the opposite side instead of on the left or in the middle. You can do that. Let me try a couple of different looks for you, okay? A metal headband, a cloth headband, a square headband, a half up, half down, for a wig that looks and feels much like bio hair would. You can't go wrong with SLOANE. If you're subscribed, thank you so much for joining my channel. And if not, be sure and hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Well, thank you so much. We'll see you again next time at Coco's Hair Solutions.